Today we're going to look at dot plots. Dot plots are another way to display data. We can use dot plots to analyze a data set with regard to its spread and center. An observation is an individual data point or dot on the dot plot. So, example number one is a small business. A small business has several employees that work throughout a day. We can clearly see the center of this data. The center of this data is that 3 employees worked 5 hours. So the center is 5. How do we know this? Well, there's more people that worked 5 hours, so there's 3 dots. Clearly you can see that on the dot plot more than any other hour on the dot plot. The spread of this data is between 3 and 9, so the employees either worked between 3 hours, and then some worked more, some worked up to 9 hours, 3 to 9 hours. How many observations are there? Where if you were to count the number of dots, in this case we use X's instead of dots, if you count the number of X's, there are 9 X's, so there are 9 observations. How many employees worked 6 hours? Well, take a look at the dot plot. There are 2 employees, sorry about that, 2 employees worked 6 hours. How many employees worked less than 6 hours? 3 worked 5, 1 worked 4, and 1 worked 3. So that is 5 employees work less than 6 hours. Easy to analyze. Example number 2, we're going to make a dot plot. So the first thing we need to do is make a number line. We have to make sure that we include all the numbers within the number line. We can go a little bit before the numbers and a little bit after the numbers. So this example number 2 is number of pets owned. So let's say we're taking a poll and we ask the class, how many pets do you own? So as we can see, 0 would be the lowest amount and 5 is the highest. So we have to have at least between 0 and 5. And so since would be silly to include negative, we'll start at 0. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we'll make this 5, and we'll go a little bit further. We'll make that 6. And let's try to evenly space it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? All right, so the first number is 3. Let's put a dot on 3. Next one's 1. You can see where we're going with this, so I'll just fill it in. Okay, so I think I got them all. All right, so taking a look at this dot plot, we can clearly see that the most, the center of this data would be 1 pet, right? We're taking a poll of this class. More students had 1 than any other number. The lowest would be 0. 3 students had 0 pets. And 3 students had 2 pets, and 3 students had 2 pets. We can see that most of the data falls between 0 and 3 pets. We did have 1 student that had 5 pets. Okay, so that would be considered an outlier. All right, we remember outliers when we talked about mean, mode, range, and we talked about box and whisker graphs. So the outlier would be 5. Let's take a look at example number 3. All right, what I would like you to do, I'm going to give you some time to do this on your own. So you're going to hit pause and do it on your own, and then I will do it for the notes, just like we've always done. So I want you to try to create your dot plot. Remember, the first thing you need to do is make a number line. Make sure that number line starts at least with the lowest point, if not a little bit before that lowest point, and ends at its highest point, if not a little bit further from that highest point. So you can hit pause and make your dot plot. Okay. So taking a look at this data, I'm seeing that 2 is the lowest and 11 is the highest. This is the age of classmates' younger siblings. So being 2 is the lowest, let's start at 1. Okay? And 11 being the highest, so I want to go maybe 1 more than 11 and have 12. All right, so I'm going to put the numbers in between. Try to get them evenly spaced. Might have been better if I would have. Oh, okay. Let me fix this just a tiny bit. Try to get it a little bit better spaced. Might have been better if I would have plugged in 6 in the middle, so I know what the midpoint was. All right, so now we're going to construct our dot plot. Let's put 1 in here for 9. This time I'm going to cross them out. 1 in here for 10. Okay. So taking a look at this, what is the center of the data? Well, pretty obvious. The center of the data is 9. Okay, so the age that most of the class-like siblings was 9. The spread of the data. The spread of the data is between 2 years old and 11 years old. How many observations were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. How many siblings were older than 8 years old? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. How many siblings were younger? Or 5 or younger? 5 or younger is 1 person was 5, the other one was 2. So there are 2. So you can take a look at this data, and you could see that most of the siblings' age fell between 5 and 11. 2 is an outlier outside the range of data.